Mobile Legends, the League of Legends ripoff that has evolved into one of the highest played games in Southeast Asia. And just like League, it is an absolute cesspool of hot, flaming garbage that will deteriorate your mental health and make you question your life. But in League, their player base is aware of how horrible the game is. In Mobile Legends, the player base is just in a whole other plane of existence in terms of cringe. Now, if you get your feelings hurt by this video, that means you yourself is fucking cringe, and you should go home and rethink your life. Look, I'm not saying everyone who plays it is cringe, but most who play it are. In this video, I'm mainly going to talk about the Philippine server where I play. Yes, I am Filipino, and I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. I play Mobile Legends here and there, but I'm not all serious about it. Like, I won't spend all of my fucking money on a skin that I will barely use and will only show off during draft picking. And I won't cry like a little bitch once I lose a game or have a horrible teammate that feeds the enemy, saving the entirety of Africa from starvation. Most of the player base just take it way too seriously, like, oh my fucking god, get a life, bro. I understand I wanna be a pro player and make money by playing this game, but they have to realize how actually hard that is. Like, you have to eat, breathe, and shit Mobile Legends to do that. Minimum 8 to 12 hours a day of playing it, and not just playing it but also researching and analyzing everything about the game and the changing meta. You can't just go, oh, if I reach Mythical Glory 69,420 points, I'll become a pro player. I started playing Mobile Legends in November of 2017 when I was like 12, and I had to admit I too was cringe. Like, I was doing a fucking 7-page Muda on the walls because of sheer rage. I definitely took the game way too seriously back then, but now I'm just pretty chill. I just play it for fun, which is what a game is supposed to be, you know, fun. There's also the fucking couples on the game, which is just so like they would type in chat, nice one baby. I fucking hate that. I die of cringe 10 times over when I read or hear that. And also the mwah baby. I'm pretty sure the couples that do this are fucking horny ass teenagers that go monkey brain when they see someone of the opposite sex. I assure you those couples barely last a month, let alone a year. Like, you're not going to find the love of your life in a shitty mobile League of Legends ripoff. And for those couples that did last more than a year with their Mobile Legends girlfriend or boyfriend, they'll still probably break up. Now, with the amount of people that play this game, there might be a happily married couple that met through this game, but the chances of that are so slim. I think you're more likely to pull 10 5 stars on Genshin than do that. I also have to mention the people that make it their life's mission to talk shit to some of the players. Like, bro, if what makes you happy is talking shit to someone, you need some help. Now, I'm fine with normal trash talk like that's present in every game, but like in League, some shit is just downright sad. Like, I feel bad for the person that's saying that shit. He needs to get his life sorted out and not spend every second of his fucking life in a shitty game. Then there's those players that consider themselves gamers while only playing Mobile Legends and COD Mobile. Like, do they know there's a vast collection of games out there other than mobile games? I mean, it is pretty expensive to buy a console here in the Philippines, but there's a shit ton of internet cafes, and with the world opening up, guess what? You can finally go outside and play real games. Next, I do have to mention the content creators. There's of course the Facebook streamers, and oh my god, where do I even start with this? If you've been to Southeast Asian Facebook, you know the cringe that goes on in there. It's mostly just a bunch of simps and e-girls. Most of the streamers are just, you know, e-girls with their milkers out, and a bunch of simps in chat paying lots of money just to see a pair of milkers bounce. Like, what the fuck? Go outside, interact with women, touch some grass. But hey, the e-girls are getting that bread though, so all power to them. I ain't shaming them. I mean, if I had big milkers, I'd do the same as well. But there is something pretty sus that I found while just going through Facebook livestream. I saw a streamer that was literally what I think is like an 11-year-old boy, and there's this other one that looked like a 9-year-old girl. I mean, regardless of their exact age, they were definitely kids, not even teenagers. It was very weird because you have these teenagers and adults literally watching kids on a live stream and donating money. I mean, I know the kids are raking in that money for their family and all, but doing it in a community such as Mobile Legends and Facebook Live just seems a bit unsafe. I mean, there's definitely a few EDP 445s in their audience. I'm not saying everyone that watches them are the P word, but there's a high chance some are. and the kids would like even swear, I think. Well, I mean, everyone swears eventually, but I don't know, something about this whole thing just doesn't feel right. Let's move on. Facebook live streamers is where most of the Mobile Legends streamers are, but of course there's also a fuck ton of content creators on YouTube. Most of them are just highlights and tutorial videos, so it isn't that cringe compared to Facebook. But I assure you, there's still some Mobile Legends cringe in YouTube. Hell, I even used to make Mobile Legends content and it was very cringe. I don't like watching any of those videos back and it's all now privated. Now, not all content is bad. There is a lot of good Mobile Legends content creators on Facebook and YouTube. There's Shinmen Takuzo, Hororo-chan, Mobazane, Oh My Venus, and a lot more. And just recently, there's this League of Legends pro player that I've been watching a lot that started playing Mobile Legends, Cowsep. I found his videos and streams very enjoyable. It's a nice perspective to see someone who knows the ins and outs of a mobile game, but still have a new experience and learning different things throughout the game. Now, I've mentioned the Facebook and YouTube content creators, but of course I can't fail to mention the TikToks. The TikToks. And this is just a whole other cesspool. It's pretty much a bunch of show-off edits and highlights of people in the game with like rap or pop music. And I am sick and tired of it. I have seen way too much. I don't even have TikTok, but everyone posts or shares one in their Facebook stories. Like, it's pretty much the exact same shit most of the time. Whatever makes them happy, I guess. I don't know, I just don't like TikTok in general. Lastly, Mobile Legends itself, like their whole team, is cringe. I've been mainly talking about the player base, but the game and marketing team is also just as bad. I mean, you've probably seen those cringy ads they have across YouTube. Some of the ads do look amazing, but a lot of the older ones definitely was peak cringe. Then they also released this like cartoon with Mobile Legends characters and lore. I haven't watched it yet, but I know it aired on like Southeast Asian channels. But looking at the trailer, this is nothing compared to Arcane. I don't even understand why they made a kids show, even though most of their demographic is teens and young adults. Now, fair play to Mobile Legends, they have been doing a lot of original things that isn't similar to League. I mean, they got sued recently by Riot Games, so they still try to copy a bit of League, but I think they're somewhat trying at least. But that's pretty much it. I have no real hate to the community, I just wanted to poke some fun. Some of the community is actually pretty chill and nice, like the Reddit community, those guys are pretty chill, but you'll see the toxic, edgy e-boy side of the community a lot more. Now, if this video gets 2 likes, I'll watch and do a review of the Mobile Legends cartoon that I mentioned.